Hi, this is Elizabeth, Business Librarian at Western. This is a video on how to do some secondary market research for your Marketing 382 class. In your class this quarter, you need to do research on mountain bikes and mountain biking. And so I want to talk about how you can find some resources on mountain biking, but also how you can look for information on a broader scale within the industry of bicycling. Mountain biking itself and mountain bikes are niche industries and niche products within the larger industry of bicycles and bicycle manufacturing. I'm going to show you a couple of different resources that you can use to find some of this information and how you can actually use the results to help you find other results. I would recommend using two databases, Business Source Complete and Sport Discus. Business Source Complete is a business database. It does have information related to all fields within business, but in this case it will have information related to industries like bicycling and mountain biking, but also information related to market segmentations, consumer behavior, online retailing. Sport Discus is a sports and rec database, so it will have articles related to topics like kinesiology, sports injuries, sports psychology. It does also have information about sport management and marketing and leisure sports like biking. I'm going to go ahead and open up Business Source Complete. Business Source Complete and Sport Discus are both EBSCO databases, so you can actually search them at the same time. We click on Choose Databases. Business Source is selected, but then also click on Sport Discus and click OK. Now I have done some searches in here, so I'm actually going to save you some time and talk about a search that I did that I felt was the most useful. Instead of looking just for mountain biking, I did a more specialized advanced search, something called nesting. I wanted to find resources that were either about mountain bikes or mountain biking, so either the item or the behavior. When you're doing research related to a niche product like mountain bikes, sometimes doing research on the actual behavior of mountain biking is more useful than actually finding information about the product, because people that are taking part and participating in the behavior are more likely going to be the people that are actually purchasing the materials. So I did something called nesting. I'm just going to paste that search in there. What this does, if you think about math, you know how in math, the things that are within parentheses happen first. When you're searching within the databases, if you want to search for two terms together, you can search for mountain biking or mountain bike. So that will find items where either one of those terms have to be in it. If you put those terms within quotes, it'll search for them as a phrase. Those parentheses are just another indicator for the database to keep those terms together, and then putting that entire phrase in parentheses is what we call nesting. I'm going to go ahead and do a search. Now if you look at this search results, we got 9,000 results. That's quite a few. When you're looking for information, business information, usually one of the things that is most useful is looking for articles from trade journals. If you look over here on the right, you'll see you can pull out things by specific source, and trade journal is one of them. I actually found that looking for information from the trade journals was not as useful as I expected. So you may want to stay away from that initially. I don't want you to tell you not to search for trade journals, but with this particular search, I really didn't find it that useful. When you're looking at a results page, remember to read the results. That means look for trends, look for things that might indicate maybe some other search terms or other areas to do some research. Some of these initial resources I see right now are related to health behaviors, a virtual coach. That's telling me that they are coming from Sports Discus. And if I look at the results right here, database Sport Discus. So I am getting some things that might not necessarily be that helpful. And if I scroll down a little bit farther, I can see how many results are coming from which database. One of the things I found was actually searching for academic journals was really helpful. That's not always the case in business research. Article number 4 here, visitor expenditure in mountain bike events. This is also from Sport Discus. This caught my eye because it was looking at visitor expenditures. Again, it's that idea of looking at who is participating in a particular sport or a particular activity as opposed to who is buying. This is the results page. Some things to pay attention to. Pay attention to the subject terms. These might be other useful terms to search for. Cycling tourism might be something useful to look for. But what really caught my eye about this article was looking at the abstract. Looking through this, I see that they did a current study. They looked at 4 small scale mountain events in the Northwest US. That was of interest to me because that's going to be regional to where I am or where we are. And then looking at it, they did an online survey conducted after each event to assess visitor spending, travel behavior, and participant demographics. When you are looking at a niche product or a niche activity like mountain biking, looking at finding participant demographics can be really useful. This is an academic article, I know, because I did limit my search to academic, but also because it's 20 pages long. When you're reading an academic article, remember you may not actually read that entire article. You may not find the entire thing useful. Sometimes the literature review will be useful because it might give you some context of what else has been done. When I scrolled through this article, I really did a really quick skim because I just wanted to see what was going to be covered before I went any further. What I found useful down here were the tables. Table 4 particularly is looking at demographics and travel behavior. So this is looking at who is traveling to these events. So these are people who are specifically interested in mountain biking and attending mountain biking events. I don't know for sure if the people that did this survey and that went are actually mountain bikers. That might be more in depth into this article, but right here this is going to break down these events by who is attending, by age, by income, and even looking at if they're a previous participant. This information may still seem somewhat broad or even a little bit unrelated. Still give me some context and some things to think about that might be useful. Looking at an article like this might actually also give me some other ideas and other search terms to think about to search for. Going back to these results, there was another one that caught my eye. It's called Different Spokes, Multidimensional Scale Analysis of Market Segmentation in Mountain Biking. The key term that really caught my eye here is market segmentation. Go ahead and click on this article. Here's the abstract, product content analysis to investigate and model the mountain bike market. Overall, this actually seems like it's going to be something that could be useful. It's about a year old. It is an academic article. And then looking at the keywords, we have extreme sports, fragmentation, market segmentation. These are all terms that might be useful to search. But over here, I see find it. I don't see the actual article. What that means is this article is not available full text in this database. But if I click on find it, it will take me into OneSearch, which is our catalog, and let me know if I have access to this. I don't have access to this. I know that again because it's not giving me a link, and then this little bar here is orange. If you click on Access Options, you do have the option to order this article through Interlibrary Loan. That just means they get it from another library and maybe directly from the journal. I point this out because this particular article I think would be really useful to what I want to do some research on for this topic. So this is something that I would probably go ahead and request through Interlibrary Loan. I just need to click on this link and then I can log in using my universal login. If you've never requested something through Interlibrary Loan, you just have to fill out an account, but then you can go ahead and request something. So this is an introduction to how to use Business Source Complete to just do a quick overview of what is available. I would really encourage you to pay attention to what you are finding, pay attention to the results, pay attention to terms that you are finding as you are searching, but spend some time at Business Source Complete and play around. There is a lot in Business Source Complete because it covers a lot of materials. If you have a specific question, please do not hesitate to contact me. One of the best ways to get in touch with me is by email. So if you need more specific help, just let me know.